All right, so let's talk about marketing your video business, advertising your video business. Let's talk about marketing any business, and especially a creative business, because when you go out there and look for jobs to do, clients to work for, well, first of all, many of you are doing what we call trading hours for dollars. I saw on Facebook just yesterday somebody that I used to work with years ago who has worked in production companies and agencies for a long time, now is going out as a freelancer. Well, freelancers trade hours for dollars. 80 to 90% of Americans trade hours for dollars. People go to work for other companies, for other people, and they get paid for the amount of time they work. This is what cameramen do, camera persons, camera people, whatever you want to call it. This is what grips do, directors of photography, anybody in the creative industry. Unless you own the entire company, you are working for an hourly or a weekly rate. And most of the times it's an hourly rate, a daily rate. And so if you are out with your camera, and let's say your day rate is $1,500, that's all you're going to make that day. If your day rate's $2,000, that's all you're going to make that day. What I teach people how to do beyond video production and post-production and editing and lighting and sound and all that, all the tech stuff. The first thing we do is, and we always put the money first, the first thing we do is teach you how to get business, how to market the business. And our business is based on one simple premise. We teach people how to make money, and we always put the money first. So if you have a creative business, if you have a video company, if you're a freelancer, if you're wanting more business, some of the things I'm going to talk about might help you. If you're a home video studio owner already, then you already know some of this, and you probably know all of it. But we're going to talk about marketing and advertising a video business and getting money, and the concept of leveraged income. So home video studio owners make money all the time, whether we're in our studios or whether we're out to dinner. We are in the kitchen making lunch or watching TV at night. Our studios are always running, so we're always making money. And the basic thing is, and I think it always comes down to the lowest common denominator. How do we bring money in? Now, most of us got into film, into video, into this creative business because we wanted to make films. We wanted to be, maybe, in my case, I wanted to be George Lucas. He made Star Wars, and I thought that would be great. So most people get into a creative business for whatever reason they get in, but the first thing they do is choose their tools. So what kind of camera am I going to use? What kind of editor am I going to have? Am I going to use Premiere Pro? Am I going to use Final Cut? Am I going to use an Avid system? What's the Blackmagic system? DaVinci Resolve. So most video people who start a video business think about their tools, their editor, their software, their camera. The last thing they think about is, and this happens really probably not until they really start they're open for business. The last thing they think about is, where am I going to get clients? How am I going to get customers? Who is going to pay me for my work? And that's a problem. That's a huge problem. When you come on with Home Video Studio, if you were to, we teach you not only how to make money, but how to find clients, okay? We do something that we call selling the sizzle. Film business, the film business is a sizzle business. People want to know what's going on. If somebody finds out that I'm in video, I'm a producer, director, editor, I'm a filmmaker, they always want to talk to me. That's interesting. If I go to a party, or if you go to a party and you say, someone comes up to you and they say, what do you do? Well, maybe you're a carpenter or a plumber. Nothing wrong with those professions, but it's, unless somebody has a house project or their toilet's not working or something, they're not that interested. But when you say, hey, I'm a video producer, people's eyes light up. They want to know, what do you do? What do you shoot? What kind of movies do you make? And that's the sizzle. And that is, well, we build a lot of our marketing and advertising on that. The fact that people will want to ask us what we do. It's called permission marketing, and we use it quite a bit in Home Video Studio. We also use something called lures, okay? So we lure people to talk to us about our business and what they need. So we aren't going up to people on the street. Like if I went out to people on the street and I said, I just started walking up to people and I said, do you, can I do video for you? Can I work for your company? Can I shoot your wedding? Which we hate weddings and we really don't do those. If you do weddings, that's great. If that's your cup of tea, I can teach you how to market weddings. But I would just not go out on a random sidewalk downtown Indianapolis or in the suburbs, anywhere, and just start approaching people and asking them if I can be their video guy, their editor, whatever. And I sure as heck wouldn't work for next to nothing. Well, that's what a lot of people do when they get into any business or when they get into our business. They start doing something called cold calling. They start calling up different companies, different businesses. Hey, do you need video work done? Can I be your video person? Who needs video? We don't do that. We have a certain way of bringing clients to us. And we definitely have a way of advertising. So we put home video studio owners, put themselves in a position where people are calling us, they're emailing us, they're going to Facebook and messaging us, they're sending us inquiries, and they want to talk about their projects. Now, it just so happens that home video studio owners, and that's what we do. Home video studio, Robert Hanley, our team here, we put people in the video business. And we've been doing that for about 26, 27 years or more. We've been in this business a long, long time. So we know what to do. We know how to get business. And I've been, in my past, when I started out my production company a long time ago, and I was out knocking on doors and going to advertising agencies and going to companies, and I was cold calling. I was looking for business. That's a really tough thing to do. And I spent a lot of money. I wasted tons of money in advertising and marketing. And finally, through being in the right position at the right time, and just throwing so many things out. And home video studio here in the headquarters in Indianapolis, we are like the test kitchen, okay? We try things, we test things out. I know what people want, and I know what makes people contact us. So we're kind of like the test kitchen, but I can tell you, the history of Robert Hanley and home video studio goes back quite a ways. So, we've wasted quite a bit of money on marketing before, and maybe you did too. Maybe you've done that. And maybe you've run out of money to market your business, whether it's a creative business, maybe it is not a video business, maybe you do something else, maybe you're a painter, or maybe you're a crafter, or maybe you're a builder. Whatever your business is, we're all in the same situation. We all need business. We all want to go out and get business. And many of us are afraid to spend money to get business. And one reason is because of our history. We've spent money before, and it hasn't worked out so well. I used to go out and speak to Video Maker East and Video Maker West expos. And you may remember Video Maker magazine. You may remember magazines. Remember those? Well, Video Maker magazine is still around, and we were a constant advertiser in Video Maker magazine for many years. And we would go out to Video Maker East or Video Maker West. It was in LA, and we would be there looking for business, looking for individuals that wanted to start home video studios. And Video Maker would do something that a lot of other trade shows do. They would give companies an opportunity to present whatever they sold, whatever their product or service was. So Sony would be there. I don't think Apple was there, but a lot of big companies, JVC and things like that. And so they would come out and they would talk about their newest product, their camera, their lenses, their recorders, or whatever it was. I would go and we would talk about making money with a video production company. And one of the things I would do, I would say, okay, raise your hand if you've ever done a video for free. And every hand would go up. Every hand in the room, and there would be like a couple hundred people there. And I remembered the first time I did this, I wondered how many hands will go up when I ask this. And I think I almost did it just on a whim. But I held my hand up and I said, okay, raise your hand if you've ever done a video for free. And so every hand goes up, just about. And that's normal because that's how everybody starts in this business. And then I would say, okay, raise your hand if you've ever done a video for somebody and you just haven't charged what you were worth. And every hand would go up. So it's how we start out. We start out doing videos for free for Uncle Al or for my cousin's wedding, or let me do your TV commercial in the old days. Now your web thing, or a video for your websites. That is how we start out. We still start out doing it for free. And since you did that, then you kind of are a little bit, don't take this wrong, but you're kind of damaged goods, because you get in a rut of giving your product, your video production service, or whatever it is, away. And this comes back to advertising and marketing a video business and getting business, because number one, since you're either giving it away or you're not charging very much, and I've been asked to do one of these podcasts on pricing a a video business. How do you price the videos you do? And we're going to probably do one of those. But people start out and they're not making a lot of money, so they don't have a lot of money to put into marketing or advertising or whatever. And then you compound the fact that it's hard. It's not easy to know how to do Facebook or how to do Google ads or how to do a brochure, what you should have, where you should spend your money. And no matter how much money you start out with, maybe you start out with $5,000 or $10,000 and you think, I'm going to build a website, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Before you know it, that money is gone, okay? So we solve that problem. And how do we do it? Well, we use lures to lure people to ask us, okay? One of those lures, I'll hold it up here. It's brand new, so it's nicely folded. This is a film crew shirt. And we use these. You could do this. It says film crew on one side. It does have the home video studio logo. And it says film crew on the back, okay? And the reason why this works, when I wear this shirt out in public, and I do, people see me wearing this shirt and they want to come up and talk to me. They want to come up and ask me what's going on, and they do. But they're not supposed to. They have the feeling that, hey, I'm not really supposed to go up to a stranger and ask them what they're doing. That's the unwritten or written law of our society. We don't talk to strangers. I'm from a small town. Everybody talks to everybody. So when I wear this film crew shirt, people come up and they'll ask me, hey, what are you doing? What's going on? Are you guys filming something today? What's going to be happening here? And it strikes a conversation, and people start to feel like they know you. So they approach me and they ask me what's going on, what do I do? And this is an opening for home video studio owners, but we're never selling, okay? So even if we get approached like that, our next thing is not to say, okay, well, we do video transfers. Do you have any old tapes at home? No, we just start, or we let the conversation continue, okay? And then it comes down to the idea or the question of, okay, Robert, how do I market my business? And why would I tell you for free? We charge for this, but I'm going to share some things because I think it's of value, and nobody shared these things with me when I started out. I tried to figure out how to market a film business first and then a video business, and it's difficult. It's difficult to market any business, I think. There is the idea that you don't want to go out. Most people kind of shy away from talking to other people, even if they're outgoing. And, you may not even know how to present your company or your service. Like if somebody comes up to you and asks right now, what do you do? What would you say? Hey, what do you do? What does your company do? You should have what they call an elevator speech. The time it takes to go from one floor to the second or third floor, the time that you're in an elevator, you should be able to tell somebody what you do. And so when we talk about marketing a business, marketing a video business, we are talking about talking to people. We're talking about getting out there, whether that means you're getting out through social media or you're getting out physically and going out and doing things. And then when we talk about advertising, we are focusing in on running an ad somewhere. And this is how I define advertising. We run an ad, whether it's free or whether we pay for it. You usually have to pay. People see our ad, and then they contact us. And that is the difference in my mind. And what I teach, the difference between marketing and advertising. Marketing, I go out to you, whether I go out on social media from my computer with email or whatever, and I go to you that way. Or I go out physically. I go out to a club meeting. I go out and speak somewhere. I do an expo or a trade show. I hand out a business card. I go out physically, or I go out through my computer or my phone or my device, okay? And then advertising, we run an ad, people see the ad, and they either call us or they don't call us. And that's advertising. And advertising, if it's 99% of advertising costs money. There are some free things, but most things cost money. There is no free lunch. If you are in business, you're going to have to spend some money, and you want to be consistent. And if you spend the right money for advertising, it will feed itself. It's not like you have to say, okay, I've started my video company, I've got $15,000 left, and that money, I'm going to spend that for my marketing, and I'm going to spend $1,000 a month, so that's going to last me for 15 months. It doesn't work like that. When you run the right advertising, it should produce 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 times more what you're spending. So you are bringing in business, you are bringing in money. That's money that's going to feed your business, feed your family, allow you to take the types of vacations you want to take, to put your kids through college, to have all that money for retirement. It's funny when we say retirement, because a lot of people in home video studio do this as a retirement business. But if you run your advertising correctly, that's what it is. So you don't need a bunch of money in your bank when you start so you can keep advertising. Your advertising, if it's right, will bring you in tons of money. The problem is it's never right. It's rarely right for people, and people get into business, and number one, they don't know how to advertise. Number two, they don't want to spend the money, which is ridiculous, but that's just the case. Now, I've got the yellow pages here, and yes, I'm recommending that you put an ad in the yellow pages. No, I'm not. This is a thing of the past, of course. This yellow page is Indianapolis from, well, this is October 2001, which was 25 years ago. And probably the last part, 2001 to 2010, was the last part of the golden age for yellow page advertising. And here is the way that we teach home video studio owners to run their advertising. And yeah, I'm going to let out some of our secrets for you. This will help you. This will help you run your video business if you want to. When you run advertising, if it's the right advertising, it's going to pay for itself. The problem with 2026 advertising is that it's all major social media. So it's Facebook, it's Google, it's everything connected to the internet, and it's everything connected to online. And so since that's the case, it is extremely easy to start an advertising program. And if you start one, it probably won't be right, but it's easy to start one, and it's just so quick and easy to turn it off. okay? You can turn it off like that. You can go into Google Ads, turn off your ads. You can go to Facebook, turn off your ads. You can go to whatever medium you're using pretty much online, and you can turn off that thing, okay? With the old Yellow Pages, it was tried and true. We would spend $1,000 to $2,000 a month in advertising, and that would bring into home video studios back 20 years ago, 15 years ago. If they spent $2,000 on advertising in a month, they would bring in $20,000 to $40,000 or $50,000. It's the same thing is true today. If you have a home video studio business, if we put you in the video business, we don't make any guarantees because it's up to you, but we teach you how to market, we teach you how to advertise, we teach you how to get business. We teach you, I want you to think of it like this. Think of a faucet, a golden faucet maybe, and it turns on and water just comes out, a really strong flow. You turn that faucet on, water comes out. That is the way it is with our advertising for home video studio owners and the marketing. We turn on your advertising, it starts flowing. Business starts coming in. Is there a waiting period? Sometimes you have to advertise for a while, but most of the time business starts coming in right away. And we know exactly how to do that advertising. Now, if you turn it off, it's not going to work. A lot of people turn off their online advertising. And why do they turn it off? Because maybe they run it for 2 or 3 weeks and they didn't get some big job or whatever, and they turn it off. In the old Yellow Pages, you could not do that. And so that's one reason why those worked, because if a home video studio owner came into home video studio in 2001, 2005, 2010, 2012, they would run an ad. And they would pay for that ad 1 month at a time. The Yellow Pages would be published, so even if they didn't pay for it, which we hope they would have, right? But if they didn't, that ad was still there. And what would happen by the time, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months certainly would go, it'd be the next year, and that studio owner would know that, wow, paying my monthly advertising bill of, let's just say, $1,500 a month, which is about what we recommend you spend now, just in a different vehicle. Well, they would realize this has done well for me. I've gotten, my business has grossed a lot of money. And we always talk about gross money in home video studio. How much money did you take in? Because you have very, very little overhead. And so almost everything is pure profit. But that's how the Yellow Pages worked. Now, let's flash forward to 2026, and it's been this way for at least 10 years or more. You can run your ad on Facebook. You can run an ad on Google Ads. And by the way, it's very complicated to start an advertising campaign in Google. Well, let me rephrase that. It's not hard to start the campaign, but it's hard to do it right. And so what happens is you start running your Google ads or your Facebook or whatever you're doing, and it's just not the optimum ad. It's not optimized. It's not probably going to work for you. But regardless, it's so easy to turn off. And that is the issue. That's the problem. And I think that is probably a good point to probably pause here, and we will continue this. I'm going to continue to talk more about getting business and marketing business, and especially a video business. The last thought I'll leave with you is, and by the way, if you like this and you like this video, please like it. Feel free to leave a comment. Tell me tell us how you're advertising, or what question you have, or what you need help with. But I hope you stay tuned and subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you on the next one. Thank you.